What's going on, ladies and gents? Skyton Academy, we back at it again for another episode of Connect Wednesdays. This is episode 50. And this episode is we're going to be joined by one of the representatives from BingX, our cryptocurrency exchange partner, global behemoth. Thank you so much, Eduardo, for being on the call with us. And the name of this episode is going to be called Where Did the Money Go? All right.
Sure.
After after we kind of have our introduction and he tells you who he is and gives you guys some intel about BingX, we're gonna have our normal Connect Wednesday talk, and then I'll have you guys out of here. So without further ado, this is Mr. Eduardo. What's going on? How you doing today?
Thank you for the invite. Thank you, guys. My name is Eduardo. I work as a growth manager on BingX. So just tell me a little bit about myself. I'm a financial guy. All my background are financial. In 2017, 16, I tried to mine some Bitcoin as everyone and try to make some money. I'm a kind of tech guy. And now I've always helping startups connected to the Web3 world, startups and exchange now, and at BingX as a growth manager. So really fast forward is where I am right now. And talking about a little bit of BingX. BingX is originally from Singapore, which is like another Chinese kind of exchange, same culture. But we are from 2018, so we are kind of new, but we are already on the top 20 on CoinMarketCap volume, so we are growing really fast. So the presentation here, just doing a little bit of disclaimer. We know they have some rules and some restrictions with some exchange in the United States. I don't know if all states apply the same law, but you're probably going to check where you are in the United States, if it's available and if it's okay to trade and to use BingX where you are right now at your United States. Doing that, we're not a traditional exchange only with crypto. We also have some other products that are a little bit different from other exchanges, like forex, like commodities, like American stocks from Nasdaq, from S&P 500. So we're kind of different, and we also have something really cool called copy trading, which is like if you don't have time or are not safe with trading, which is totally fine. You can find your good trader, a better trader, to follow him and do exactly what he does and try to make money on his side. And of course, he got a cut on it. And of course, being crypto, we have a very competitive fees as well. And it's really, if you guys had a chance, a shot to take a look, we are really easy and friendly environment to use. It's not a hard thing or advanced thing to use. So it's pretty simple. Even the things that are a little bit more complicated, like futures, like perpetuals, are really easy to understand. We have a lot of support, which is something that I'm in partnership with you guys. Also have like a VIP kind of support. You know that sometimes you get stuck with some kind of order or something really trouble, and you need to go to your chat to the exchange. You know that it's painful. So to have like a support in real person to talk about is a kind of relief. So really fast forwarding, really try to sum up. This is a picture of BingX, and I'm really open to questions and to talk about a little bit with you guys.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for that. We greatly appreciate you. One thing that I did want to say before we even dive into anything is it's going to be kind of correlated, but I did notice you guys made Cointelegraph headlines back on the 12th for openly supporting the Iranian users defying the sanctions. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. We love that. So, just to give you guys some context, BingX openly supported Iranian users defying the sanctions. So the slogan was basically no problem with Iranian users, and it is even possible to authenticate with a national card on their platform. So that just shows you, one, the power of being aware. BingX crypto exchange allowing sanctioned Iranian users to evade those restrictions, and be able to transact. I mean, that's the power of crypto. That's what crypto is here for.
Exactly.
Pretty much to, navigate through certain things that are maybe existing, but not just in all forms. So crypto has no boundaries. It has no restrictions. It's 24 hours a day, as you all know. And if you didn't know that, now you do. So that's awesome. I greatly appreciate you guys for taking that stance.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the concept of being like crypto, to be able to transact wherever you are. So there's no point to restrict anyone out. So that's the kind of the basic concept of crypto.
Absolutely. Now we greatly appreciate that. So here's one thing that I wanted to ask. So I know originally you guys came about in 2018 and Singapore was essentially the hub, right? So this is specific for BingX guys, this question I'm about to ask. Can you tell us a little bit about BingX's mission statement, particularly in the context of catering to cryptocurrency enthusiasts and traders and things like that?
Yeah, the thing that we most trying to empower is like the trading itself is not like a difficult thing to do for only for advanced people. That's why we really focus on social trading, which is like our platform of social trading. In there, you can actually learn and try to do trading, not to be afraid of crypto, because we know we got a lot of scams. We got a lot of bad things surrounding crypto all over the world. We had just the FTX case just really close to us. So we understand that people don't want to actually go to ups and downs so high. And we kind of create mechanisms that you will be able to earn money with crypto and try to get the best. And understanding that trading is not for like genius guys or something like this. You can also trade. You can also be able to make money with crypto, even if you're like a more safe guy, don't want to risk too much. We have products that can be fit for you, So that's the kind of thing. Be able to empower everyone in trading crypto, That's the kind of thing. Our mission is to make things a little bit easier, because we understand that crypto is not an easy word. From even if you're in the bubble, we
Yeah.
kind of talk about with acronyms, all these kind of names that we don't know, and people from outside get to be, what's going on? What are you talking about? And we are trying to make a little bit easier for everyone. That's the kind of mission that we have.
I'll absolutely love that. So I know you mentioned security, and we're big here at Skyton Academy. We're huge on security for all members. So I want to ask you, how does BingX differentiate itself from other cryptocurrency exchanges, especially concerning security measures and user experience?
Yeah, security method, we have like a real-time proof of reserves, which is you can check anytime our proof of reserves, exactly what we have to reserve and to prevent any kind of losses. So this is a link I can share with you later. Exactly real time, the proof of funds that in BingX right now. So all the assets that are making everything with no risk trading and being able to inside BingX. And usability is one of our biggest keys. As I told you, in the mission to make things easier, of course, our platform must be as friendly as possible, and things must be like smooth when you're trying to do it. Because and one thing that I really like BingX is we listen a lot the clients. We listen a lot the users. I mean, when I mean listen, it's not, hey, okay, I got your doubt, but trying to actually connect that thing with the IT team, actually go to like a, hey, we're gonna of course there's a line to do a lot of things, but we'll listen to you, and now we're gonna try to actually make the solution for you to enhance your experience. So we know that, for example, Binance is kind of huge exchange, and maybe you send some email to complain about something, you're probably gonna receive like a automated answer for some of the systems, something like this. But actually, we listen and try to do and enhance, because we understand that at the end, the client is like our boss. So we need to understand and make him the best solution and best experience possible.
Absolutely. Now we greatly appreciate that. And that is definitely taking a proactive approach because that is a big problem that I know I've faced ever since 2015. And I know Steve, the same for Steve. If there's any problems that kind of exist in the marketplace and you're dealing with a certain cryptocurrency exchange, it's hell trying to reach an
Exactly.
actual person, or
Exactly.
getting a response to your concerns or something that you're experiencing. So a lot of times you just never get clarity, you never get assistance. So
Sure. Exactly.
I actually love that. Um, so I want to pivot a little bit, right? So
Okay.
what I'm starting to see is we just had a dot connect that was so dot connect is one of our segments that we have, and this is particularly an episode of dot connect Wednesdays. One of the previous episodes was choke point 2.0, right? In crypto, I'm pretty sure you know what this means. But to the viewer out there, choke point 2.0 is essentially when cryptocurrency exchanges are being shut down, operations are being halted, and it's making for a more difficult time to be able to onboard or get into crypto and purchase on these exchanges because they're continuously being sued or shut down. How do you see that affecting BingX?
Yeah, of course. We always connecting and trying to understand the law in a specific country, which is kind of really hard because we are in several countries and we need to like our law team is a lot as a team that really works really hard to fit all the laws in every country. So we always trying to fit and trying to be the best. Of course, some countries we are not able to because sometimes the operation doesn't make any sense anymore because of some law restriction. But for example, in Brazil, for example, we are the few ones that do not not only Brazil but some countries we do not need the QIC so far. But we know that at some point they're gonna ask. That's
Mhm.
for sure. That's the path for every exchange. And that's the right thing to do, to be honest, because we need to be getting fine. And of course, there's always a part of the crypto that wants to be like totally closed and not be seen. But we know that governments are trying to get crypto every time, and that at some point you cannot escape anymore. So that's the real thing. So for now, we do not need and not demand QIC, but we know that at some point we need to be able to. We don't need to be able to not demand it. We need to have our users with the QIC. That's a path that in my opinion, is gonna happen sooner or later.
Absolutely. Nah, that great answer. So given the dynamic regulatory landscape that's surrounding crypto, how does BingX approach compliance with regulations? And what steps are you guys taking to ensure user protection and legal compliance?
Yeah, we have like several companies like Mazars auditing us every time. So we have like the online reports available for everyone to see that we are in a regular basis audit for those companies. So that's the kind of thing for a third party to actually audit us and make sure that it's not us that we're talking that we are good and they were fine, but a third party like Mazars, a big company that will show you with the auditing reports that we are good, we are safe and compliant. So that's pretty much how every exchange works. We need a third party to audit us, and then they emit like a report saying, hey, that's okay, that all in compliance okay. So it's pretty much everything is online and for everyone to see at any time.
Nice. All right. So given you guys are compliant to other regulatory bodies, right? We know transparency is crucial in cryptocurrency because it can affect market sentiment, user experience, whether somebody wants to patronize your exchange or another, right? So knowing that transparency is crucial for fostering that in this space, how does BingX communicate with its users for like platform updates, changes in the policies, and like incidents like security breaches, which are huge right now?
Every single action that you take, you're gonna receive at your web app communication, like a top-up message, and your email as well. So at the same time. So if you buy, if you sell, if you change something that is critical, you're gonna receive email. You're gonna receive a top-up message every time. So every time you need to confirm your authentication every time you need to read. You cannot be log in forever. So
Right.
every step in your actions inside BingX, for example, if you try to log in a different computer, different IP, they will know you, say, hey, is that you? Because you're logging in with a different IP. That's kind of suspicious. So if that's you, or maybe you're trying to withdraw a different amount of money that you average money that you use to withdraw. So say, hey, this is suspicious. Please confirm more things to do. And all these little steps of thing that they do to ensure that you mitigate risk, So that's both from the users and both from the exchange side as well.
Okay, great. So that's awesome. So I have one of our academy students, they asked a great question. What is your process when selecting or allowing coins to be traded on on your exchange with BingX?
That's a good question. Actually, I've submit. It's a different team, It's not we as a growth manager submit because we know projects that wants to be listed, and we submit to a team called the compliance team. And then usually takes like 2-3 days. They got like a totally full X-ray of the project in terms of security, in terms of liquidity, in terms of if it's scam or not, everything, social media, founders, everything is going to be like a receiver grade. Sometimes no pass, say, no, that's not going to be listed here. Okay. And sometimes they have received like an A, B, C grade. So this is a very good A project. B project is good to be here, but not that good. And C, it's okay, it's good, but we'll see if it lists or not. So they receive a grade in terms of the how good they are and how are the tax specifications and the compliance and security specifications of the project. So, for example, I did right now. This was the Monday. I got a response from a project that I submitted. There was no pass. And say, hey, well, it seems to be everything good when I talk to the guy, but for somehow the compliance said no, and say, yeah, I didn't know, but no, it's no, there's no way. So we need to wait a little bit, 1.5 months to actually submit again. So I see a lot of no passes. So we have these compliance teams, of course, all over the world are sending projects to their team to be submitted and to be checked. So they do pretty good job in terms of how speed they do the answer. And from so far, we do not have too much like delisting, which is like the thing that we don't want to do, say, because the delisting is pretty much saying, hey, we did a mistake. We're delisting this because we did a mistake. So there's no, of course, we had some delistings, but because of course during the project you can be a really good project in the beginning, in the middle something happened, and then turns the bad project and you need to be delist. But so far we don't have like a high percentage of delisting, which is good. But yeah, we have like a global team that actually do all the compliance regarding the new tokens.
Awesome. That's incredible. So guys, here's something I want to piggyback off what he said. So basically he's telling you guys they have a level of scrutiny that they put every cryptocurrency project through before they are granted access to be listed on their exchange, right? You guys know that BingX and Skyton Academy have partnered, right? So we're big on them having good protocols in place, because if we don't have something on Skyton Pay and we want you guys to make a purchase, you can do it right through BingX. We want to ensure that you guys have a level of safety that it kind of passed through our litmus test. But here's the key takeaway. You must always do your due diligence. It doesn't matter what protocols are in place, what litmus tests projects have to go through. You have to be knowledgeable in this space before you are willing to put your hard-earned money behind any project. And we teach you guys that in the academy, as you know. So when we're laying this stuff out for you guys, it is imperative that you are picking up these gems and you're actually executing and putting these things to use. Because if you didn't have an exchange that was honest, like how BingX is telling you they are, right? You can easily find yourself being rug pulled on an exchange, and the exchange doesn't care because they're going to get paid off the transaction fees, right? So it's up to you to do your own research. That's super, super
Yeah, that's
important.
perfect. Yeah, super important. That's always do your own research. That's the key.
Absolutely. So let me ask you something personally. So I know you're out in Brazil, right? So out in Brazil, how is the climate on cryptocurrencies in that region? How do you see things progressing out there?
In terms of new companies, it's like booming every time is creating new companies, new startups. So the environment here for creating a business in crypto is really good. What we are trying to do in terms of law is that the government always, I think it's something that happens in all over the world. The government is not as fast as crypto goes. So we always behind in terms of law. We need a lot of things to make sure that all the scams, all the bad things out there, because it's related to crypto somehow, they're not crypto, some kind of a pyramid scheme with the close of being Bitcoin and say, hey, crypto is bad. No, they're not even using Bitcoin, just a traditional pyramid scheme that he uses Bitcoin because no one know what he's talking about, and all these fancy names that don't people don't know exactly what it is. And so here we're in a moment that we are trying to separate the companies that are really good and are growing. So really investment funds, angel investments, all this stuff are starting to grow. People from the traditional market from Web 2 are looking to companies from Web 3, so it's good. And we are trying to actually clean up the market because I think we need to clean up everything. So
Yeah.
because a traditional person that sometimes invests only in the bank, traditional investment, they need to make sure that everything is clean. So okay, now I can look at crypto. Now I can actually understand that this is safe and I can do and invest my money here. So that's the kind of point we are now.
That's awesome. So granted, right, you're an international exchange, right? You're in another market, you're in Brazil. Us here in the United States, we have a reach of cryptocurrency exchanges that we can use, right? For the most part, it's Coinbase by default, but Coinbase is also in litigation. So I want to ask you something. With the future sight and vision that BingX has, how do you guys plan on reshaping the industry as far as like mainstream adoption and integration with traditional finance?
Yeah, we still we that's a good question because we have some kind of products that are really similar to like a traditional products from the market, from the traditional market, which is like you put your USDT and you have like a return, really not even close to the returns that we've seen in crypto, but a really steady return. Of course, much more. The inflation in the United States is, I know it's high right now, but traditionally it's a really low inflation.
Yeah.
But and Brazil is always high, really high inflation. So products from the traditional market pays a good amount of return. But in terms of the world, we are above for inflation. But in terms of United States and inflation, you can find like products that you give a return really good and it's safe, which is something good. So that kind of product is the exactly product that aim the person that, hey, I want to step in crypto a little bit more. And I see there's a safer product because, of course, crypto is like one day 10%, other day 20%, all this stuff that we know. But
Mhm.
we also have a place to make money and try to benefit from crypto with another products, not only trading futures or 100 leverage, something like this, like a Formula One thing. No, we do have like products that are a little bit more safer in terms of risk ratio, you know. So that's exactly the kind of thing that we went over. Because the first step that should a person from Web 2 and traditional financial markets should go would be a product like this. You know, I'm gonna put some money there, and I'm gonna put to see the return, and then I got to another product, and then I got to say, hey, I'm in crypto right now. I'm gonna try other things. So it's a little bit slow because you know we are dealing with the money and savings from people, so we need to be really careful about it.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. And so just to piggyback off, I know you mentioned some traditional investments that people can get into that are a lot more safer than just standard cryptocurrencies. Do you guys have Forex or gold trading, like XAU, on the platform?
Yeah, we have forex, we have gold, all the commodities we have. The main commodities we have. Forex, we have SP for 500, Nasdaq if you want to trade them. We have traditional stock from United States, which is tokenized, but it's the same stocks. We have yeah, pretty much all these different products, which is forex is a little bit like high leverage and is a really risky product, you know.
Absolutely. So one question. So we specialize in a couple things in cryptocurrency, right? One of those things are trading, right? Futures trading. So we have a one-on-one course for everybody, and then we also have a upsell, which is technical analysis and charting, right? So for I guess the new person that's coming in to learn trading, right? Just for an example, can you expand on what copy trading is and if you guys have it on your platform?
Yeah, we do have copy traders from spot, which is you can actually do like a spot trading, a little bit more simple way to do it. But also we have like a futures, standard futures options. So for example, all the risk management,
Mhm.
it's from your side, the copier side. So if, for example, I'm the trader and I'm leveraging like 5 times, 50 times Bitcoin, for example. You're gonna copy my entering point, but you're not as risky as me. So you want to go for 10 times only. That's okay. You can manage your own risk, and that will be a problem. So you're gonna copy the entry point and the exit point, but you're gonna be leveraging less than I do. So there's multiple options during futures, but the good thing is that sometimes it's automated. You don't need to do anything. You just say, I'm going to copy this guy with this kind of risk. And every time if he opens a position in the morning, in the night, I'll be there and copy and profiting with them. So that's really easy to use it and really good, especially for people that are not familiar with strategies of trading, all this stuff. So you can pick like a well-known trader or a guy that's a really good return and copy them. So it's really good.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I know this is going to be like a kind of like a general question because every exchange doesn't carry every cryptocurrency. So when we give out trade plays, the calls, the futures calls, certain exchanges may not have certain cryptocurrencies. So over at BingX, is there anything additional that one would need to I guess get into futures trading on your platform? Is it essentially like a one-stop shop, or do you need any other tools or another exchange for something?
No, no. The thing we can do also, we have an API. So if you have like futures on Binance, for example, you'll
Hmm.
be able to actually use this. It's something like an advanced feature, but you can use your API from Binance and try to copy directly from BingX to BingX. So you don't have to like open, if you're a trader, you don't have to open new positions in BingX. You can use your own position that you open in at Binance, and we through API copy them to your copiers and then yes. But this is a really advanced feature. But pretty much you don't have to do anything different from another exchange. It's the same process for everyone to join the BingX. No problem.
Okay. All right. So I have one student. He travels, right? So he asked a good question. Um, and I know the answer to this, but I would like to hear. I think they would benefit mostly from hearing you say it. If I get um So basically, if he gets into BingX, right, in the United States, and it says he's not able to use the exchange because of restrictions on his VPN or whatever the case is, and he has funds loaded onto it, will he be able to log in from another country and access the funds, or is the account permanently closed?
No, the thing is, it's not happen to it's not able to happen because to add funds there first, you need to be able to not have a you mean to open an account in another country,
Hmm.
add funds, and then travel to United States and try to use that. Is that what your question?
Yeah, his question is if he's unable to do it in the starting off in the United States, and then maybe you can send, you use another exchange and you send funds to it or whatever the case is. It's just
Yeah,
the pending VPN restrictions. I think that's what a lot of people are kind of experiencing. That and now certain people are starting to experience that it's making them KYC who are United States residents. Um, but I'm gonna actually bring Rocket on. I'm gonna allow him to ask it. Rocket, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, how you doing, brother? My question was like, right now, currently, I'm able to utilize VPN access BingX. But if anything happens, in the near future, maybe there's restrictions on the VPNs. You're not able to utilize it anymore, or whatever the case is. But let's say I do have funds on that. If we do get closed out here in the USA for whatever reason, or restrictions or VPNs or whatever, and I travel to a country that you guys do allow, or there's no need for a VPN or anything like that, and I log on to a computer over there with the IP address in a different country and all of that, will I be able to
gotcha.
access my phone, or
I
will it
got
be
you.
out of the US?
I got you. I got you. Oh no, if something, I'm not. I don't think it's gonna happen something like this. But if you could probably warn you to withdraw your funds and then say, hey, we're gonna restrict the exit account, but you'll be able to, of course, withdraw your funds. There's no possibility to keep your funds and do not give you assets anymore. That's just not possible.
Right.
So you're probably gonna have a period to, hey, you have until the end of the month or something like this to withdraw your funds, and then all the BingX in your country will be restricted, something like this.
Absolutely. And I'm actually glad that you answered that. I knew the answer to that. I just kind of wanted them to hear you say that, being that you're a representative of BingX. The thing is, you guys have to understand is with these exchanges, there are exchanges that operate shady, right? This is what they do, and this is why you have a poor market sentiment. But this is why security is our like number one point to you guys, because everybody doesn't operate off the same metric. So when you're dealing with certain exchanges, you don't truly know who to trust until you have time in market, until you understand market sentiment and user sentiment. All of these things are important, but you only get that one from being here in the space for a long time, having your eyes to different exchanges, and also doing your due diligence, doing your research, going on Reddits and different platforms, or being surrounded by a community like Skyton Academy. This is why we always tell you guys you have to bring things back to the community, because there are some people who are going to experience different things than you. One, because of location, and two, just because they're out there, they're in the field playing, they're actually doing things and they're experiencing things. So they may take losses, and from those losses come lessons. That's how we even started a Skyton Academy. You know what I mean? So, you got to understand that in the beginning, this was 2015, right? So I know that there were people who came into the space way earlier than I did. But in 2015, they used to call it the Wild Wild West, right? So, Ed, I don't know how long you've been, how long have you been invested in crypto?
Since 2017, 18, but just a little. Could invest more, but
Yeah. Yeah, nah. So one, and I don't want to overtalk you guys, and I don't want to keep Ed for too much longer. But one of those things that Steve and I both experienced was a lot of these cryptocurrency exchanges that we were using, they no longer exist. These guys went bust. And the thing is, it had certain things had to happen in the space to reveal who was who and who needed to stay, who needed to go. So to bring back up his point from earlier, being X out in Brazil, they're doing their due diligence and they're doing their part to be able to clean up the industry, which is well needed, right? We all need viable options to be able to get into different projects and things like that. Each cryptocurrency exchange is going to have different projects, but you need people with core values who are going to be upstanding, especially when it comes to their practices, their policies, and things like that. So great question, Rocket. That was awesome, and I greatly appreciate your answer for that, being transparent. So guys, I don't want to talk him to death. You know what I mean? I know he's a busy man. I know he has things going on he needs to get to. But before he goes, is there any questions that you guys may have? I'll take maybe one or two more. Is that fine?
That's totally fine.
Okay. All right, and y'all can drop it in the chat or you can raise your hand and I'll bring you guys up. So for United States residents, I guess to put this in question form so it lives, for United States residents, when they're utilizing the VPN to be able to access BingX's exchange, what country should they use?
Yeah, use Mexico in that one. No, use. I think it's the if you guys, because each country has a different setup. If you go with Mexico, I think everyone who use VPN should go with Mexico as well. So I think it'll be fine. But because it's a really more techy question than actually from the side of BingX, you know.
Yeah. Okay. And then another student asked, is BingX connected to any prop firms?
No, not prop firms with BingX. We have like it's not prop firm. We have like a venture arm of us. We invest in companies, but not a prop firm.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
We
So
do have a program for traders. If you like a professional trader, even if you're really good, we can actually pay even a salary for you to trade. If you trade really well, really high volume, we actually pay you for trading BingX. So if you're really good, you're more welcome to trade at BingX.
yeah. Nice. Well, I greatly appreciated this talk. Thank you so much for your time. I know I found value in this talk and in these questions. Sorry if it was a little bit too much, but I didn't want to lean on you too much, but I did want to get some value out to the viewers because I know that there are people who kind of scrutinize exchanges and they wanted a different type of insight. So greatly appreciate you for that. Before you go,
Thank you. Yeah.
is there anything you wanted to, lay out for anybody or just kind of give them
Just thank you guys for the time and appreciate. Also, of course, if you're able to extract something good from it, will be really great. And of course, if you have any other doubts, I'll say that we have partnered with you guys. And if you have any, just try BingX for a period, just test it, because I would say that the platform is really good, very friendly. So if you have any kind of doubt, any kind of question, please feel free to ask the guys. They'll ask me. I'll be always here to support. And I hope this time will be a really good piece of information from you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eduardo. Guys,
thank you.
You have to understand that this gentleman right here, he took time out of his day, out of his busy schedule to come show you guys that he is a real person. He is our representative. So for Skyton Academy, that is the benefit of being in Skyton Academy, is we have access to a live person. So that is the ultimate value above all things. And I just wanted to stress that. So BingX is a partner with Skyton Academy. So together, what we're going to do is we're going to try to deliver an incredible product to you guys. We have that relationship. We're going to continue to build and extend our arms out, just so everybody here in Skyton Academy has access to different cryptocurrency outlets and on-ramps. All right. So without further ado, greatly appreciate you. And we'll see you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye, guys. Nice to meet you.
Y'all show them some love. Drop some ones in the chat if y'all enjoyed this. Let's go. Let's go. All these ones. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Nah, I love that, man. So first things first, you guys know at Skyton Academy, we just had a masterclass on the Bitcoin halving that's coming up. What you guys need to understand is the Bitcoin halving is 2 days away. The ETA, you see it here on the screen, is April 20th. Today is April 17th. It's 8:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we are literally 2 days away from our 4th Bitcoin halving. All right. So this is the Bitcoin halving of 2024. The reason this is so important is because this marks the time and the day when the rewards that are given to miners gets lessened, which means there's going to be a supply shock. So if we continue to have this type of demand that's going on in the space, typically what happens is we get an uptick. That's the regular law of supply and demand. It normally happens about 1.5 to 2 years out, right? So here's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. We called this episode, Where Did the Money Go? Right? Episode 50. We're going to call this, Where Did the Money Go? So anytime that there's a halving, you guys have to understand that money is going to leave the market. There's always a retrace. I told you guys in the course, 30% retrace historically for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin did just that. Bitcoin went from 72,000. Right now we're at 60K, right? So everything that I said, spot on. Now, on top of that, simultaneously, we have war looming right now. You had Iran shooting missiles. You had the war between Palestine. You got Russia getting involved. Now you just had Iran seize a ship due to maritime law breach. Outside of that, it's going to impact money, any market, period. When you have wars, systemically, where does money go to whenever we have war? Something safe, right? So it's not going to go to Bitcoin. It's not going to go to altcoins. It's not going to meme coins. It's literally leaving markets. So, guys, we're sitting in here and we're looking at the price go from a high to abruptly shoot down, and then the rest of the market follows with it. When this happens, you have to think to yourself, is it just crypto market or is it all markets? So it got me thinking, let's check the stock market. I checked the stock market. You know what was holding the stock market up? NVIDIA. Right now, NVIDIA is down, right? It's a tech stock, but it's one of those stocks that correlate or not correlate with Bitcoin, things like that. But the stock market was impacted. So now you're thinking to yourself, okay, that's traditional, right? Traditional finance, but where is something safe? Commodities. What is the number one commodity that everybody goes to? Gold, right? So as you guys see, the money left out of a speculative, quote unquote, speculative asset class or market, it left out. The smart money went into something, quote unquote, safe. So it went to gold. When it went to gold, what else happened with gold just this past week? We just hit an all-time high. So now you have gold all-time high. You have silver up. What else happened? If they seize the ship for maritime law violations, what happens in war? Defense stocks go up. Oil stocks go up. Commodities go up. So if you got oil stocks go up, what I want you guys to do, I'm looking at opportunities that I want to tell you guys about. So you got war stocks in the next 6 to 12 months. So look into Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, Halliburton. There's a multitude of others, right? KBR, Kellogg, Brown and Root. There's a multitude of others. Look up defense stocks. Those normally tend to run up whenever we have even just the glimpse of war, right? Or the possibility of war. Another safe bet is oil stocks. Look up Shell. Look up Exxon. Right now, Shell is up 8% over the month. Think about this. The seizure just happened of that oil ship, that cargo ship, right? So if now they begin to start doing this and they start to introduce embargoes around the world, fuel is going to go up. So look into, if you guys are in the stocks, look into Shell, look into Exxon. Both of them are up about 6 to 8% right now. And this is over the past month. What else? So we're telling you why the market tanked. The market tanked because of the war situation and people pulling their money out, and we had looming war. You guys now have the opportunities, which is going to be your war stocks, your oil stocks, gold and silver. Where did we give you these three things outside of this call? The plan one. So inside the plan one, that masterclass, we told you guys a while ago what you need to get into, what type of gold that you guys can get into. We gave you the actual platform that you guys can purchase to invest in gold. So even though we teach you guys cryptocurrency and we always giving you guys gems, now it's starting to look even greater outside of the space of just crypto. You guys have options, you have opportunities, and we're going to continuously give them to you. All right. So this is the short and sweet version. I may revisit this just to kind of show you guys with slides and news articles and all that good stuff. You know how I do, and pull out the receipts, the bells and whistles. But this, I just wanted to wheel this off to you guys because this was important. Understanding you have to identify things as they are happening. You have to be able to pivot. And when you see money move out of somewhere, always train yourself to ask, where did the money go? Because what do you always say to yourself when you're talking about big bread and trying to figure out where to invest it? There's three words: follow the money. All right. So if I ain't tell you nothing else, this was just a little gem, a little nugget on you guys, because we possibly can retrace a little more when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And right now, guys, the short and sweet, this is one of my Steve moments. Don't be dumb. You know what I mean? The market is on sale. This ain't financial advice. We ain't financial advisors, but look at all the money that we've made you guys. Look at the gems and the plays that we've given you guys over time. You have to learn how to buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. And if you don't have capital to invest, what you do is you start being strategic. Steve and I had a talk right before this call, and he gave me something that was insightful, right? Sometimes that I get caught up in trying to be so protective of you guys that sometimes you may miss an opportunity because I'm overthinking it, right? But I have to understand that everybody is different. Everybody has their own way of operating and moving. And if somebody isn't giving you or presenting you with an opportunity, you're going to miss it every time if you don't have the vision to see it for yourself. So when you guys seen the market be on sale, I told you guys in the masterclass. So if you were in the Bitcoin having masterclass, you knew that there was a 30% retrace that was going to happen, right? Historically, I broke that down. When that happens, at that moment, you could have went to your portfolio, and this is not financial advice. What you could have did was you could have sold in that moment, allowed it to retrace, and then you could have used that same capital that was in a stable coin and moved it in back into whatever projects you wanted to, or you could have went outside of the market. You could have bought commodities, you could have bought gold, silver, whatever, right? Now look at it. Gold is now at an all-time high and is going to continue to run up. You have silver. Silver is still dominating. Silver is going to run up. The reason being is because silver is the most convertible. It's easy to be able to kind of break down in smaller denominations, and you can move it faster, right? And then now you have this war situation going on, and you know over history, where has money gone? Into gold, into commodities. So we gave you guys these answers in the plan one. Everything that you guys needed from Glint, we gave you guys actual exchanges where you guys can go and purchase gold, physical gold, and hold it yourself. We told you what kind of gold and silver that you guys can purchase, all of that, guys. And right now, an ounce of gold is $2,400. When we told you guys this stuff, this was like $1,300. So when we tell you this stuff, again, we're not telling you this stuff to be like pompous and feel like we know everything. It's not that we know everything. It's just we pay attention to so much. Steve has a little more wisdom than myself. He's been on Earth a little longer, right? So he has a little more experience. So he's able to see certain things. So even when I miss it, he catches it. That's the greatness of what Skyton Academy is. We're not leading you guys astray. We only want the best for you guys. We only want you to win, but we're not here to create handholders. We're here to create people who are able to see opportunities, seize them, execute. So don't let this stuff go over your head, guys. This is really, really important, especially in these times. So what you need to do is, in light of what's happening, pay attention to your news cycles, because anytime that there's any advancements in war, anytime you're starting to see these big updates, these headlines and things like that, be wary, because a lot of times that's how FUD is created, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But also pay attention to know, like, this stuff is here for a reason. because if you play it correctly, you're always going to be on the winning side of this, always. And when things are on sale, instead of you running to go buy Nikes or go to the, you going to buy fast food, spending $50 for your family, $60 for a family for a quick store run, know where you can invest that $50, $60, and that shit is going to appreciate. So I'm telling you, we're putting these opportunities in front of you guys' faces for a reason, but we want you to understand that these are pivotal times. This Bitcoin halving is one of the most pivotal events that happens. And Bitcoin is not the driving force, right? It's not. It's just the simple fact that it's scarce. It's an event that happens. And historically, things are repeating themselves over and over every 4 years. So now we're at that mark. The halving is here. We have the 30% retrace right now. It's happening. All right. You're here in this moment. What's next? In the next year and a half to the next 2.5 years, you're going to see price movement that moves up. You're going to see a lot of these projects appreciate. You're going to see a lot of projects die. I can't wait for 99% of them to die, because then we're going to have the big boys. We're going to have the 1%. That's the projects that's going to be available. They're going to take you into the new quantum financial system. We're going to have mass adoption. So just understand, you guys are in the brink of history. I can't say this no better than this, right? And I'm going to let you go after this point. You're here. You're in history. Don't let this shit pass you by. Excuse my French, but do not fuck this up, guys. I seen a video where this guy kept saying that over and over. He's like, yo, the Bitcoin halving is here. Don't fuck this up. Your life depends on this. Don't fuck this up. Your children's children are going to be thanking you for your actions that took place right now, right? April of 2024 during this Bitcoin halving. Don't fuck this up. All right? So if you take anything from this call, just understand, guys, the opportunity is here. I'm not hyping you up. This ain't me just talking. This ain't just fluff. I'm telling you. Historically, this has kept happening. And the difference now is we got these huge ETFs. And I didn't even mention on this call, we now have other countries that are releasing ETFs. So now that's even more people that's going to pour in with more capital. We may see way more than what I speculated inside the Bitcoin halving masterclass. And of course, we may see way higher highs than that. But the only way you're going to kind of capitalize on that is by being present, being focused, looking at history, looking at trends, and actually staying two feet in, right? Being waist deep, but also having the vision to know how to pivot and execute when you get dips like this. These pullbacks are really important. These pullbacks is how wealth is created. You know what I mean? You guys could have easily sold off at a top piece, waited for a retrace, got back in, had a larger bag. Now, whenever things go back up, you have a greater bag. You have more coins. That's going to give you more profits as it goes back up to where it was just at 70K, 75K. You know what I mean? So just understand, guys, this is a game, but if you play it right, you'll be wealthy. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't play that game. This time I literally held my position, knowing what was going to happen. I just kept, because I have great entries, but that doesn't mean everybody else's situation is like that. You know what I mean? So I understand. You guys just have to understand, you can either always hold them, but at some point, if you're going to take profits, why are you taking profits? What are you going to do with those profits? Are you going to diversify, go into a whole nother market? Are you going to buy gold and silver? Are you buying stocks? You know what I mean? Are you investing in these war stocks, these oil stocks, things like that? You guys have to take all of this into consideration. All right? So, guys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. I definitely don't want to talk you guys' head off. I was supposed to be off this call a couple minutes ago, so I'm going to let you guys go. But this is .Connect Wednesdays, episode 50, and we're going to call this one, Where Did the Money Go? All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys on the next one. Replay will be up. All right, peace. Appreciate the contributions, everybody. You know what I mean? Definitely appreciate that. Good questions and all that. Appreciate y'all. All right, peace, peace.